What's up, dog? Nicole, I can see you on the screen really well. If you step back a little bit there you go. Yeah, because I'm not seeing your full face on the screen. What's up, dog? Welcome. We are streaming on StreamYard and my favorite new platform, super easy. I do have the pro version that I pay for, and I'd recommend it to anybody. Nicole, I definitely recommend StreamYard. They do great community things to keep you up to date on all their features. They're adding things, and they're such an easy platform to use. We are streaming on my personal page. We are not streaming on Hands to Paws tonight, though I am going to be discussing what is going on in the news right now with a grooming salon where a dog passed away last year in January, and it's come back in, I don't know how. I came home tonight and I saw it on the news. So it's one of the first times ever in my career where my phone hasn't blown up with information. So, hey Karen, what you doing? Thanks for watching. We're building a community. What's Up Dog is W, capital W, capital U, capital D, as in a dog named Wud. It's a very, very tiny channel. It is brand new, where we talk all things dog. And one of the things we're discussing on that channel and on this page is the dogs involved in the Summer Wells case. And I have Nicole on tonight, who's very much going to be involved in that case discussion, because Nicole, you want to give your credentials?
Well, I was a former DCF caseworker, mental health caseworker, and now I'm a special ed teacher. And I have a family of animals of my own. Some of them human, or some of them are dogs.
And to any given day. Yeah, depending on what day. So, and I am Claudia, and I have 38 years in the canine industry, both positive reinforcement training, and owned a business called Heavenly Hounds in Fort Lauderdale, which was a positive reinforcement based company. And I now own Hands to Paws Grooming Salon in Beverly Hills, Florida. So welcome to our show. So tonight, let's go right into the grooming thing, because we're super busy at Hands to Paws, being right before Christmas, getting all the dogs in our community ready for their big holiday. And we've been discussing holiday safety and whether you should adopt a dog or children should have dogs over Christmas. So those have been topics. So, but tonight we're going to do short because, hey, Dina, we have Dina Martin from England in the house tonight.
Ooh.
Girl. Oh, I'm so excited to see you. Oh my God, maybe you'll come on live with us one night. I'm going to wave to you here and wave to you there. That is so exciting. Welcome to my community. And I don't know, Dina, Nicole, this is my baby sister, Nicole, who was 8 years younger than me. So Dina is a childhood friend. And hi. And Nicole, I don't know if you remember, but Dina, you might remember my baby sister, who's all grown up now with teenagers of her own. Dina also has, well, they're not teenagers anymore, they're young adults. I'm very excited. So that's fantastic, because Dina, you're going to hear me talk a lot about, I haven't even gotten to my teenage years. I've just dropped some information about my formative years and how I had my first puppy was a trauma dog. So, all right, so let's go to, I'm so excited that we have England in the house. Please share. And anybody that would like to be on our page. Yes, hi. So excited. Anybody that wants to be in our page, I follow YouTubers from England, namely a woman named Michelle. She has a channel, Michelle Walks, because she walks her dogs. So that is so exciting. So anybody wants to be a part of our doggy community, please invite them. I need all the intelligent people. And I am setting up, so everybody knows, you can't be an expert in everything. I am definitely a canine expert, but I'm not an expert in all fields canine. And we have to do our, 100 videos before I really bring on these experts that I'm talking to now about dates to come on. There go my dogs alerting. We've been talking about alerting dogs. Sorry for the dogs barking, guys. It's one of those days. Setting up real experts to come on and talk to you about very specific niches in the canine community, which, by the way, are incredibly fascinating. It just the science behind it, with the dog's abilities, their extra senses. It is just fascinating. So I'm super excited about that. But Jackson, let's go to the news tonight, where there was a bulldog that went into a salon. It was a corporate America salon. They tend to get the most attention if something happens. And the dog was in the salon for a half an hour. They were talking about possibly what had happened. The dog literally was there for 30 minutes and was rushed to an emergency veterinarian. They were contacted on the way, when the dog was on the way to the veterinarian. And my dog's just going to go nuts. They were contacted on the way to the veterinarian, and the dog didn't make it. And it's happened apparently last January, and it came back from the news tonight because I guess the family has not had their questions answered. So the news clip I saw was literally 2.5 minutes. However, in that 2.5 minutes, you get tons of information. So, and the store, who I will not name, do not name corporate America stores. However, they did not contact the reporter back who did the thing, which I'm sure their legal team said, do not contact that reporter. But a couple things. One, they were questioning the noose around the dog's neck, which is policy in these stores. It is a policy in my store also, because it restricts. If you go to a dog show, you'll see them also, they'll hold them up very high. It keeps the dog in place. Okay. Unless that it's called a noose, which is horrible, right? I just hate the name of it, but that is what it is called. Unless that is putting a tremendous amount of pressure on a dog's trachea, that should never be a problem. So it would have to be put here, not up here, right? And I happen to like them very loose because I like dogs to be doing things of their own free will. However, it would have to be incredibly, they have little clips on them, so it would literally have to be strangulating the dog. That's what it would have. The woman, the victim, the mom of the dog, said that she had not gotten resolution to, it's called an autopsy. I'm going to say it wrong, but it's not called an autopsy. It's called something very different in a dog world. And excuse me, because I'm tired and I can't think of my vocabulary tonight. And my dog is making my cortisol levels fly out the roof. So, Jackson. So I don't understand tidbits of information, right? Why she wouldn't have that. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because the veterinarian should be able to give a reason for the passing of the dog. And whether that was done with any veterinarian, she should have full access to that. I happen to have worked for corporate America in the dog business for a lot of years. They do not perform like that. So it just doesn't make any sense to me, because it's easy. Hands to paws, if you were ever concerned, we do not have those kind of heat dryers, nor do we allow heat on dogs at all. And our kennels are all open, so and visuals on animals at all times, because an animal can go into distress, can have an underlying medical issue, and you need to know what that is, and you need to have eyes on. And the number one rule is to call it a parent. So today, and I'm going to have, this is one of the women that will be on, and she wrote, oh, you're going to be able to see that? Gosh darn it, it's my green. It's called Pooch Paramedic. Okay. And she was, I just took a class with her. She was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And her book is called Pooch Paramedic. And she wrote this book specifically for grooming salons. Phenomenal, 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 phenomenal woman, well educated, been in the industry forever. And I got to tell you, I've been going through this book. I personally do not agree with every last thing in here, but it doesn't matter. It's all great information. Okay. So the second thing with the bulldog, remember this news clip is 2 minutes. So this is, you know, the information that I can assess in a 2-minute thing is a bulldog has a smush face. Let's do it, Nicole. Do it with me. Make a smush face. Smush face. Come on, everybody. Smush face. And they have dryers if they left that dryer on. Now they have policies and procedures not to do this. And they have them for very good reasons. This is not supposed to happen. That dog is not supposed to have any kind of kennel dryer on it whatsoever. Okay. But everything is only as good as your team. You are only as good as your team. Okay. And you're as good as your leadership double checking. And yes, those stores have leadership and policies in place to double check. Okay. So for our major corporate America salon stores that have salons in them, and again, I'm not going to mention their name, but come on, guys, there's only really a couple mainstream ones, and I have worked for both. And in both companies, I manage and I can very much speak to these policies. Okay. So, and 30 minutes is an extremely short amount of time. Any stylist, let's say it was a very young bather, any stylist bather, it's going to take 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes to 20 minutes, depending on that dog's behavior, to bathe that dog, period. So that leaves it really like a 10, 15-minute window. Again, this information is from the news, 30 minutes. So if anybody saw that story or has questions, keep an open mind. And please remember that nobody goes into this business ever with intentions of hurting a dog. Now, Pooch Paramedics does talk about different personality types that come into this dog job. Nicole, you and I talk a lot about different personality types and why different personality types do different things. So, you know, I wasn't there. I don't know. But in the 2.5-minute, very concerning clip about this dog losing his life in this salon, I did want to bring up some really critical information. Okay. The window of time isn't really 30 minutes, it would be 15 minutes. The only way that the news could have hurt them is if this person was so very, very negligent or very afraid of the dog that they would have strangled the dog. The other thing is if some kind of heat apparatus on that smush face happened. However, without the information for the vet, you really don't know if there was an underlying medical issue. And that can happen. You can go in. I did a 19-year-old dog the day before yesterday. 19. This dog is 19. And yes, we do very senior dogs. Upon the dog's mom picking up her 19-year-old dog, I informed her as long as she stayed in our salon, she must be present at all times when we bathe and groom this 19-year-old dog, because I hate to say it, guys, but at 19, we're not long for this world. And I was bathing this baby, and she passed out. And that's the other thing they said in the news clip. This was concerning. So let me tell you what I did. The dog, I'm giving it a beautiful bath. Dog goes out. Dog comes right back. I literally picked that baby up. Soap went immediately up front because I went into fight or flight, right? So I take the dog and I flee, and I tell my receptionist, call mom immediately. By that time, the dog is already back. She's fine. We're not putting any dryers on her. We wrap her in a towel. She gets another clean towel to snuggle on. We make sure she's warm, she's secure, she is in sight. Now, our salon is directly next to a veterinarian. Okay, really super important. Really super important. If we had an emergency, we could run. So the news, 2 minutes news clip, all this information I got, right? That the other thing that now I only know what the reporter's saying. I don't know if any of this is really based in truth, right? I don't know. And I listen to reporters, including in my county, where I know that reporter is speaking from bias and is not delivering the facts, okay? And has their facts wrong. What they are delivering is incorrect. So I only have the reporter's word, but if what she said was true, the dog had already lost consciousness 3 or 4 times. In that case, complete negligence. Parents should have been called the moment that they felt that there was a health concern. So I wanted to bring that because I always think those are really interesting. And it's the first time in my whole career my phone has not been blown up. So that incident happened, and I just wanted to bring that. The other thing I wanted to bring is I watched, if you follow us at all, you know that I follow the behavioral panel, and I haven't had a lot of time, Chase. I'm sorry to be your number one fangirl, but I'm still claiming the spot to watch Hughes or my behavioral panel or continue with my reading of books because I've been really busy. I'm not being neglectful. I just need some private time. And he did, I was at the laundromat, Nicole, doing towels because right after work, we're going to be super busy tomorrow. So after leaving work tonight, I went to the laundromat, which I will do a live from the laundromat holding all the dog towels. And while I was doing that, I was listening to Chase Hughes. And I love fight or flight. I speak about it all the time because I deal with it on such a raw level, always just raw with the dogs, and because they'll go into fight or flight. And I've changed my terminology after listening to all the neuroscience people, and it's fight, flight, or freeze. And tonight, Chase corrected all that. Tonight, Chase said, and I thought this was fascinating, it's freeze, fight, or flight. So our brain, and it doesn't matter, he said, if you're a Navy SEAL or you're the CIA or you're FBI, when you're going into fight or flight, the chemistry in your brain goes automatic to freeze frame. And then you go into fight or flight. So I just wanted to share that information. So I will correct. Now, I'm dyslexic, not like some people, but I am truly dyslexic. So, and you will hear it if you listen when I'm talking, because I will mix up my words sometimes. So very dyslexic. So if I say fight, flight, freeze, I'm saying it backwards, and I will be practicing freeze, fight, flight, because neuroscience, and Chase Hughes told me this, and I believe everything Chase Hughes says, it is freeze, fight, flight. I hope you're enjoying that, all that information. Hey, Marissa, what's up? Hey, Ren, what are you doing? And we have England in the house. You know, right before Corona, I was really trying to get to England because I have a friend, and she said I could stay at her house. And I bet we would have the time of our lives. And if I can't say that word, that thing on social media either. But if we could travel easily. Okay. Nicole, have you had any chance to, hey, Ren, have you done any homework on the dogs in Tennessee, on Summerwell's dogs? Have you listened to any of that? Yo, Ren, what's up, dog? So Ren and I are bonded over a Nintendo controller. Ren, because Ren does the best private eye. She's like the best private eye. And I am trying to find out about these 20 dogs on the Summer Wells property. And I have not had an opportunity. No, I have not had time yet. All right, it's the holidays. Oh, but you were going to do it, weren't you? You're curious too. Yeah, I know you are, because it's killing me. Have these dogs been impounded? Were any of them found? Were other ones, because the neighbor is suspects poison. Were some of them poisoned? Okay. And if you're new to this and you don't know about the Summer Wells case, the only thing I can tell you at this point is, do you remember Maury Povich? Oh, go girl. Do you remember Maury Povich, Nicole?
Oh, yeah.
Who's the baby daddy?
Yeah.
Okay. That's Summer. If you like that kind of thing, this case encompasses Maury Povich. Okay. That's the best way I can explain it. It is messy. It is dramatic. It goes so deep that there are YouTubers. It is like created a YouTube community, and then the YouTubers are judging the other YouTubers on who should do what, and it's a lot. So we are not a true crime channel, but we definitely a dog channel. And Summer Wells has been missing now for 6 months. All sorts of information has come out. They are not sure if she was SA. We are not. So if you don't know what SA is, you're going to have to figure it out here, because we're not allowed to say it on social media. If there was SA involved, if she was actually abducted. In Tennessee, there is a SA trafficking going on through people that are addicts. Was the child lent out? Did she's in Tennessee on a mountain. Did she leave the property and have a terrible accident happen? The expert in this case, all the experts in this case have basically publicly said that they do not believe the parents are involved in harming the child. I don't know if they're right or wrong. Okay. I'm shocked and appalled for the children. However, they do not believe that, but they do believe the mother, Candace, has guilty knowledge. So whatever that means for interrogators, FBI, behavioral analysts, is above my 2 days ago. They said it was very real possibility that she wandered off. I agree. It is a very real possibility. She's in the hill of Tennessee, and she definitely could have wandered off. And they have like a 2-hour, they have a 2-hour lapse of time. And so it is, and with the wildlife out there, it would be very hard to find her. She's little, she's tiny. So, but if there were an abductor, which is what Dawn and Candace believe, the parents, we've been discussing the dogs, and my dogs were alerting tonight. We've been discussing the alerts, and we've been discussing the tones of the alerts, and that she would be part of their pack. And 20 plus dogs, you would have a pack and packs within a pack. And there were a tremendous amount of puppies that were involved with these children, which we've also been discussing the importance of the relationship with the dogs and the children. And mother dogs would definitely not leave their puppies for long. It just wouldn't happen. So, Ren, I'm just dying to know where all these dogs are. And then from Dawn Wells' mouth, the dogs were not there that night. Also from Dawn Wells' mouth, they didn't alert. He said publicly they didn't alert, quote unquote, they're stupid. The neighbor said they alerted all the time, and the neighbors complained about the barking. Hey, Penny, how are you? So the neighbors are saying that's not true. Or the one neighbor, Jody Sue, who speaks out quite a bit. And then Jody Sue didn't know the Wells for a couple years when she lived on the property. And then she had a stalker on her property. And when the stalker got chased, she meets Don and Wells, and she remembered Don and Candace, and she remembers this very clearly because it's right after there's a chase with the stalker. It's like the next day. So this is very vivid in her mind. She had a 5-year-old child at that point in time. Her child was 5. She never thought the stalker was for. All right, Dina, thank you. Oh, it's 2:30 in the morning in England. Wow, girl. You can watch the recap. But if you ever are up at 2:30 and you want to jump on, email me and I'll send me your email and I'll send you an invite. Thank you. Made my night. So she had never put together, well, why would she? Right after that, she had 2 dogs. She names, I don't remember, I think one of them was named Ginger. She had another dog, which were her alerters. They alerted her, and they disappeared right after that. They went missing. So the reason she remembered that, the reason that triggered her memory is Summer Wells is 5 years old. Don was admitted to SAing his 5-year-old sister. So that's truth. He admitted that. And now you have 5-year-old Summer Wells missing, and Jody Sue dogs also went missing. And the night Summer Wells goes missing, Jody Sue's dog, and I haven't found another. Hey, Ren, I haven't found another video. I'll send you the names of the videos that I find these little tidbits of information. She, her dog went into a seizure that night, and another dog got really sick. So I don't know if she ever spoke about, or I haven't been able to find if she's spoken about what was the diagnosis with the veterinarian on the dog getting really sick. Poof, that was a lot of information. What do you think, Nicole?
That's a lot of information. I'm trying to keep on.
Yeah, right. It's interesting. It has a history. Yeah, it gets really interesting. It really does. If you can stay away from the drama part of it, and now all the YouTuber dramas, which is super interesting, but ooh, what a community. So some of them stay completely out of it. And I really do believe that most people's hearts are completely in it. That they really want Summer Wells. Everybody wants a conclusion for Summer Wells. So Nicole. Oh no, did you freeze? Oh, hold on. What happened here? All right, let's get rid of that one. All right, lost you for a minute. So Nicole, I was listening to Jody Sue, who I happen to like. And if you follow YouTubers, you're going to hear all sorts of stuff about Jody Sue. I happen to really like her. I think that she's really honest. She had throat cancer and she's had lots of health issues and she has to take medication and she just left an abusive relationship. And this woman couldn't be any more raw about it. And the YouTubers all have their speculations about Jody Sue. They have it about anybody that was around, seen, had a passing with this family. And this family's life is so transparent. So Jody Sue, one of the things that has happened on social media is Jody Sue has been attacked. And if you followed the Gabby Petito story at all, did you follow Gabby Petito, Nicole? Okay. Do you remember the protesters?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't really know all the protesters' name, but they now have a YouTube channel. And the main one, the one that screamed, "Dirty laundries," that one, really loud. She kind of attacked Jody Sue on social media. Really kind of rough. It was a little rough for me. And so everybody has their opinions. But in my opinion, Jody Sue is being really honest. She reminds me of somebody that I absolutely adore. Which one makes you mad, Jody Sue? Ren just said that one makes me mad. Yeah, which one is it? Is it the streamer or is it Jody Sue? I don't believe Jody Sue's doing anything to gain. I think that she's super transparent. I think that she has extreme medical issues. She's leaving an abusive relationship. Oh yeah, yeah. The Parents. There's another show I just started following. It's called 10 to 20. And that YouTuber is going after these parents too. And you want, can I just throw this out there? You want to know what this is? Speculation alert. I'm learning my terminology on YouTube, Nicole. Speculation alert. You know what I believe? I believe this goes to the parents. I believe this whole scenario with Gabby and Brian goes to the parents. I'm speculative that Brian didn't take his own life and that apple falls right next to that tree. That's my speculation, which I haven't heard anybody say, but there's something up with the laundry. Big time. Okay, I digress. So I really like Jody Sue. She has a lot of health issues. She is very outspoken. She is leaving an abusive relationship. She's taking care of her child. You don't believe he's dead? Yeah. Why is that? Because they didn't find anything, and all of a sudden they found. Yeah, I know that is one of the huge theories. So Jody Sue, one of the things that this woman, Molly is her name, and I don't know if I dislike her. I just dislike what I saw the other day. It's the first time I'd actually seen her speak, and with her crew, and she was the best word I can say is incredibly abrasive, just very abrasive. And one of the things they were attacking Jody Sue for was, and if you watched any of the protests over the Gabby Petito, was why didn't anybody call DCF? If these children were if the neighbors all knew what was happening on this property, why wasn't DCF called? So Nicole, what she said was DCF was out there all the time. That they were, what would you call that, an ongoing case?
Well, I guess it depends. I mean, yeah, if they would close a case and open it back up.
So how does that work? They get somebody, the school, the church.
Somebody calls and they would have to investigate, and it usually stays open 30 days, and then they can close it. Depending on the call, whether or not they take a new one in.
So the call could be what's they would do. Do they do a home visit for every call?
Yeah.
So every call gets a home visit.
Every call they validate, yeah.
And who would be because we know it wasn't the neighbors, or according to Jody Sue, because she answered. I don't know if this video was I don't think so. I don't think this video was an answer to the accusations about why didn't you do that? But she does answer that question, which is a valid question. It was a very valid question. Why didn't somebody call the authorities? And she said, what am I supposed to do? The authorities are there all the time. They're aware. So can you walk us through a process? How many calls can one family receive from? What keeps a DCF constantly going back to a house without removing children?
It would have to be a legitimate case. I mean, it can't be a fake case, or they would be not taking them. But they can't just go and remove them without cause. So it really kind of depends. There has to be something there for them to keep going back and look at.
And how many times would it take for them to go back before it escalated, or does it escalate?
I think it could escalate.
To what?
To a possible removal or a possible court case.
Give me a scenario, a fictitious scenario on how many times you would go out to a neglect household before it would escalate to a court scenario
I want to
or
say
a
that there
guardian got
was
involved.
one case where it was probably about 5 before it's gotten taken that far.
Would it have to be 5 consecutive back to back?
It wasn't consecutive, but it was within a period of time.
Would that be like a 6-month period of time or a 12-month period of
It
time?
was
Or
less than that. Yeah, it was less than that.
less than 6 months?
Yeah, less than 3.
Less than 3. It would have to be, so 5 consecutively in less than 3 months would automatically escalate it.
It could. I mean, it would become suspicious.
And does DCF ever, when you have a situation like that and there's so many animals on the property, because there were cats on the cats and kittens, right? So would DCF involve animal control at all?
I've
Or would
never had
that be, would that be
but I
anything
suppose they
DCF
could.
touch?
Yeah,
They,
I suppose they could. I never have.
you never have.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a household where they had, well, I mean, again, they were on a mountain, guys, so I don't want to make it sound like in any way, shape, or form that they had 20 dogs in an apartment in Manhattan. They're on a mountain in rural Tennessee, in very rural Tennessee. So if you have bias here, try to release some of that bias and think if you could be an animal person, have all the dogs, because I hear this all the time. Unless you're a rescue or you are getting some kind of supplementary income, you wouldn't be able to afford all those dogs. It would get out of hand very quickly. So, would they have, but they could call animal
They
control.
could, yeah.
They could inform the authorities. Could they make
They
that
could.
part of the case, saying that the animals on the property, that again, I didn't see from the videos I saw with the children and the animals, I didn't see neglect. I didn't see unhealthy. I didn't see emaciated dogs. I didn't see dogs that look like do you know what I mean? We're like, oh my God, get them.
I mean, it doesn't sound like in that situation that they would.
It doesn't. If you were the worker, you probably wouldn't.
Probably
Okay.
not, but
Am I correct that in most cases, in a situation like this, it would be the school that made contact with
yeah,
DCF?
probably.
And the school is bound to calling authorities if they are suspicious of certain activities with children. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
Okay. So it would probably have been a teacher or a cafeteria worker or somebody that was making those phone calls. So Jody Sue happens to remind me of a baby girl I have. I mean, this girl is way much younger, but I bet Jody Sue was quite stunning when she was young. She's still a very beautiful woman, even with all her health issues. And again, she's like doing her memoirs, basically. And she's getting on and she's using her channel to talk about this case from her perspective while she's leaving an abusive relationship herself. And I don't dislike this woman. I think, first I couldn't even understand her. It's taken me a while to be able to understand and then understand what was happening with her speech. And so now I understand. Well, that was really interesting. Any other insights you could give us about DCF? You got to come up on the computer, Mama. There you go.
I mean, it's hard to. It's hard to. Everyone tries really hard to do their best to solve each case. This one sounds like it's a little different than what we usually do.
Because a child's actually missing.
Well, because they're missing and because of where they're missing. This is not something that I've had to have handled.
Right.
So really I'm thinking about it a lot since we last spoke about it.
And then I know here in our system with DCF that the caseload is tremendous.
It's
Just
incredible. It's very, very bad. Yeah.
which people think they're going to call DCF and they're going to have this great resolution and
And they're
children are going to be
disappointed.
rescued.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that doesn't happen very often.
and then I know when you were involved, one of the things is, like I stated at the beginning of this live, is that, a lot of drama.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of drama amongst family members, especially if children are involved and they're trying, people are trying to get them removed from a neglectful situation. Then the DCF worker is also playing mediator to that drama.
Yes. Mm-hmm. DCF worker is the mediator, but they're seen as the bad guy.
Right. They're seen by the bad guy by who?
Of the family. Is the one that's taking everything away.
And the court system is very hard on DCF workers too, I understand.
Yeah, they really are.
So, and the caseload, I know, and don't they have a hard time having keeping retention, don't they? Am I wrong about that? They have a high turnover.
Yep. Sure
And
do.
there was a very famous case a few years back. Do you remember what that was? Where the leader of the DCF got in big trouble because a child had gone missing, and she basically got on stand. God, what was the name of that case? And she basically got on stand and said, "Somebody help! I have to sleep, and we are in over our heads."
I don't remember that, but it sounds pretty good.
What?
I don't remember that, but it's nice to know that happened.
Yeah, but she was being accused of not following up on a case, or her worker. She was the head, and she was hey Ruby, she was, how are you? Thanks for joining. She was being accused of not following up, and that was her. What she was saying is that this absolutely, I'm going to wave at you. Thank you. That this was absolutely needed, something that needed a spotlight put on it. And it probably really needs a spotlight put on it now with all our children and our world changing the way it is, because you can be calling the authorities. Teachers can be reporting to the authorities. And the caseworkers, Nicole, you were a very caring caseworker. You there?
Yeah, I tried.
And but you also have a family and had to go to sleep at night. And I remember speaking to you at length about how these things, you couldn't complete everything with all the cases, and how this would keep you up at night and take away your joy, because all you could think about is this kid needs more done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel. Thank you, Ren. Ren says she feels sorry for the caseworkers now. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Nicole is. I know she's super tired tonight too, but I think that's it does need to be spoken about, and and I think that when people are discussing women like Jody Sue, who were there, were feeding the children, were making sure when they had opportunity to make sure they had shoes and clothes. We probably shouldn't be throwing stones at them when they're watching DCF cycle through that house, watching what's going on. And I don't know, I might have been of the same mindset, but DCF's over there all the time. You know what I do? And
Yeah,
then
you said that.
now correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is truth. If you call in to DCF 3 times or more and the allegations are not found to be true, you literally can be charged for harassment. Am I correct?
If you are not, if you are, yes. If you're honestly calling because you're concerned, no. I don't know how they know that.
Yeah, how
If you're
do they?
just calling for the sake of calling, yeah.
How do they determine that if it's harassment or it's
These
not
I
harassment?
don't know. I guess if you can tell if they're making it up the story, they're making the stories up. There's no possible founding to it.
Yeah. So, but 20 dogs went missing that night. Ren, 20. If you know if they said 20, Ren, that there were 20 plus dogs. That's a pack within multiple packs. And now we have Jody Sue, who I'm just finding like in this, and that was an interview I watched not an interview, a YouTube I watched the other night, and she just happens to mention it in the middle of this like 2-hour thing, and that about she had made the connection with the poisoning or what she thought was poisoning of that dog. It is fishy. It's what caught, like I said, I'm not a true crime channel. I'm interested in true crimes that involve dogs because dogs know what really happened. The dogs can tell us the story. However, 20 dogs, and Ren, I spoke to experts that deal with expert dogs in this arena. Think about this. Think about this. A search and rescue dog, a scent dog, doesn't get out of that vehicle going, excuse me, I'm working now. No sniffing butt today. And you know that there's 20 dogs. Dogs are curious about other dogs. Tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not. Dogs are curious. They're going to want to go sniff that tushy. And there isn't a dog in the world is going to go out and go, excuse me, no socializing dog here, no sniffing butt. So if those dogs were anywhere there, they would have tried to interact with those other dogs. And Don says there were no dogs on the property, quote unquote. Sometimes they disappeared for days. They didn't know where they go. They're the stupidest things. And Jody Sue saying, no, they alerted all the time. They were always barking. And dogs are being dropped off at the property, which I completely believe that Connie and Candace were the type of people that took in dogs. Absolutely no question. And you're going to tell me all those dogs just came so well behaved? And then we have a history here. Oh, by the way, if you're not following this case, let me give you another little interesting tidbit. Candace has a sister, Rose, who disappeared, never to be seen again. That's strange. So we have admission of essay on a 5-year-old when we were 12 years old by Don Wells. That's other stuff. I'm not going into all that. We have Candace with a missing sister and now a missing child that have vanished. And Summer has been gone for 6 months. And everybody would like to know if Summer is alive and is she okay and what happened. Whether it was an accident, right, Ren? Things that make you go, And what made me go, is the dogs. Because one thing I know is dogs, and 20, say there's 20, there's 20 plus, and there's puppies. And there's puppies. 20 dogs just don't go missing. 20 dogs just don't disappear. Working dogs don't get out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, you have all the YouTubers, and Brent said, I think they need to look at them a little closer. You have all the YouTubers out there doing things, but obviously the police are not going to give up what they completely have. The boys, they have other children that have been removed by DCF after Summer went missing, not before, after. And the boys were just re-interviewed. So, and the boys don't want to go home, according to what everybody's saying. And I don't know if that's true or not, but they are happy where they are. Nobody in their right mind would steal 20 dogs. Correct. 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 Nobody. And 20 dogs just don't go missing, especially mama dogs with puppies. And remember, 20 dogs, you're going to have a pack and you're going to have packs within packs. You're going to have lead dogs. And those lead dogs, not everybody's going to go in the same direction. It's just not going to happen. And then when search and rescue, when the police come out there to do everything, the dogs, nobody gets the dogs to sign a contract to say, and loose dogs on a property are going to be curious about other dogs. They're going to want to interact. They're just going to. It's just the nature, literally, of the beast. So, Nicole, your face is off the stream. So, yeah. Yeah. And what all the experts are saying, she's saying, what I hear there sounds like foul play. And right. Apparently, Tennessee has a large SA trade for methamphetamines. And there's a very famous video at this point of Candace filming Summer in front of, I don't know what you call it. It's like a gas can, an upside down gas can. And Summer is jumping in mud puddles, and the sign behind her says for sale. So definitely speculation. Mainly I'm speculative about the dogs because my curiosity with dog behavior it has me stuck. It has me stuck. I want to know more about the dogs. And Jody Sue definitely gives up the most information. Oh yeah, right. I know. I'm telling you, it's messy. You're gonna talk drama, and I would say it's entertaining drama, except that Summer Wells is 5 years old, and somebody needs to know what happened to Summer Wells, or any child that goes missing, anyone, every child of any walk of life, whether they're in Manhattan or they're in rural Tennessee, every child counts. So, and every child should have a relationship with the dog because dogs are that important to rescuing children and creating really, really good character under really harsh situations. And unfortunately, angels on 4 that they truly, truly are. Children are on the bottom of the abuse panel, and that dogs are one step below them. But dogs and children definitely can help each other. No child deserves to be displaced from their parents. Amen. No child deserves that. I 100% agree. Thanks, Bren. Homework, girl. Let's do some more positive homework. We're going to do homework together. We're going to be sleuths. Let's be sleuths for good, right? Right? So, all right. So I have an extremely busy day tomorrow. Getting all the puppers ready for their holiday and to go do all their angel magic with their families. I believe a bull terrier named Argo is coming in tomorrow.
Here we go. Yo.
Argo. Hey, what's up, dog? Hey. Oh, Argo. And he's going to come in and get his CO2 skin therapy. Oh, Argo, God, look at you. He steals the show, Nicole. Like I have a delay on my phone and he came up again and I went squirrel and I was all about Argo. Yeah, hi, Argo.
What's up, dog?
What's up, dog? Hey, all right. Isn't he cute? I know. He's so cute. So Ren, I'm so glad you were on tonight. Let's sleuth this out. Girl. All right. I love you guys.
Love you.
Hope you enjoyed the content in the live tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I won't be on tomorrow, but I'll see you, Nicole, and Ren. You can just text me if you need anything. I'll be super busy tomorrow, and then we're open Sunday too. It's going to be like that until Christmas. And eat my Wheaties.
All right, bye.
Bye.